Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. It's the 9th of June 2022, and let's get started with our daily update. Let's get started with the news and the general outlook items first. SEC chief takes aim at payment for order flow in sweeping plans for stock markets. This article comes to you from Bloomberg. And the gist of this article is that there are many brokerages that take your order for low or no cost, and then they aggregate them in the back end. 2 orders to buy Apple from somebody, another 5 to buy Apple from somebody else. They aggregate it all together in the background. There are other deal makers who pay them money to route the order through them. So that's how those brokerages make money. And the SEC chief feels that there should be more transparency, and retail shareholder should continue to participate in the equity market, but not at the cost of not getting the best price possible. And therefore, he's making those moves. So there is going to be some legal challenges coming from Robinhood and others. This is a space worth watching. It's a separate video in itself, which I might probably make somewhere down the line. So that said, the next news item I have got is that the veteran strategist details recession bear market scenario and slashes S&P target. So this is nothing new. We have already been saying that our first quarter was negative, and the second quarter is also likely to be negative. 2 negative quarters make a recession. But the new definition of recession is slightly different. They have said that there should be a sustained fall in GDP and there should be a fall across all sectors. That's what they are looking for. So whatever you may say, you already heard from me about what's happening in Ukraine, Russia, what's happening with Turkey, what's happening with Sri Lanka, and we have the supply chain issue, we have the China wars, all of those things, none of them are sorted. So naturally, there is going to be recession, and when the recession actually happens, then people will start responding to it. So are we at the bottom yet? We don't know. I think we are at the bottom, but let's check out the Nasdaq and other indicators, and that will give us an idea of what's going to happen. Okay, so here is my theory for why CRISPR shares went up. One of our subscribers definitely pointed to this aspect, but I'm thinking a lot more on why it is working now. It's not an FDA approval. So this headline reads, Vertex and CRISPR Therapeutics announced acceptance of late-breaking abstract for CTX001, that is the sickle cell therapy, at the 2022 Annual European Hematology Association Congress. So it's just the acceptance of late-breaking abstract. It's not an FDA approval. So what I'm thinking is that the upbeat statements from both CRISPR and Vertex as a precursor to this event makes the market participants feel that something great is going to come out in that meeting. Therefore, this is likely to be a case of buy the rumor and sell the news. So when what you have to be doing, in my opinion, is to be very, very alert if you hold this share that on June 12 at 9:45 to 11:15, June 12 happens to be Sunday. So Monday morning, there is likely to be a sell-off on CRISPR. That is one possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there could be a sell-off on CRISPR because people would have already bought on the rumor, taken it to a level, and then they hear the news, and then people start capitalizing because there is no new catalyst coming up after that. The market is always thirsty for more and more catalysts which are positive to go up. So that's my feeling. So there's likely to be a run-up, a consolidation just before 12th of June. Maybe the Friday we'll see a lot of action. You will see option action also. People putting a lot of calls out there with the possibility that the share is going to fall on Monday, the June 12th. So check out this theory. I'm not saying this with absolute confidence, but this is one of the things that generally happen in the market. So that's a good chance that it might be happening to CRISPR Therapeutics. With that said, let's take a look at Nasdaq and all the indices and see what they're telling us. Let's start off with the futures first. Our futures for Nasdaq indicates a slightly negative bias, minus 0.09. That's nothing. It's a blip on the meter, so it can immediately go to positive, or maybe it will fall further into negative. So it's not telling us anything as such. If you look at the XLY by XLP, you can see that it is positive 0.64. So this is showing that there is a bit of bullishness in the market at this point of time. XLY is consumer discretionary, and consumer discretionary seems to be higher than the staples. That means people are a bit risk on, and there is money available with the customer, and the market is going to be sustained. So that's the sentiment that you get from this particular ratio. So this is indicating bullish. Now let's go on and have a look at our indicators. In our indicators, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the VIX. The VIX is gaining today. It's become positive. I was hoping that it would come down, and if we were somewhere in the 19.75 range, we would probably start a swing trading and a day trading kind of environment. But right now we can just do some day trades where we have absolute certainty. So VIX is not showing us a bullish outlook, but it's also borderline. So VIX is not telling us anything today. Now next, let us look at US oil. US oil is continuing to respect this diagonal line of support, which is a very strong bull channel. And we are coming very close to the points of resistance, which is 122.10 and somewhere around 100 and where is this line out here? Yeah, 127.39 and 124.71. So around 124.71, we have resistance. In the past, we have turned around from there. So we'll have to see if we end the day for oil with 124, somewhere around 124.57. That would be my expectation, given that MACD is bullish and momentum is also above average. But the fact that momentum is pointing slightly downwards makes me feel that probably we are going to test this diagonal line of support before we go up. So oil is also not giving us a clue as such, but the fact that it is still in yesterday's range means that the dynamics are going to be similar to yesterday as far as the oil perspective is concerned. Let's go and you look at US dollar index. US dollar index has fallen. That's a positive, but it is still within yesterday's range. So yesterday's dynamics still apply. And MACD is trying to cross over to the signal line, and momentum is above average but flat. So if MACD did cross over and if US dollar index started picking up, that means it's going to suck in money from other areas. So we have no clues from US dollar index either. And if you look at a US 10-year yield, the yields are going up. So now this is where the confusion is. People who have held the bonds are going to find that the bond prices are going down and the yields are going up. So they're making a loss there. And if they also continue to make a loss on the stocks, because if you look at QQQ yesterday, it was negative, then that doesn't make much of a sense. They have to move opposite to each other. So some kind of resetting is going to take place in the market. It's very, very difficult at this point of time to point out what's happening. Let's go on to QQQ. MACD is bullish, but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is just average and flat. And pre-market, it's down minus 0.09. It's neither here nor there, so no clues out here. But we have a solid line of support, which we can bounce over. And the pre-market seems to be coming just under the support. So we are at 307.51. So that's somewhere around 307.51 is just above our 9-day exponential moving average, which sits at 306.19, which is this yellow line out here. So we are looking so far safe as far as QQQ is concerned, but no definitive direction here. S&P 500 again is respecting the diagonal line of support, and pre-market it is flat. It's at 411.22 and sitting above our 9-day exponential moving average, which is the yellow line, that is sitting at around 410.47. So we are good here, but it's not indicating which side it's going to go. It's around 8:31 in the morning, so cues may evolve. Right now I'm flying blind because none of the indicators I use are showing me anything positive or constructive to say that it's going to be a bullish day. Now let's go and have a look at our genomics. Let's start off with our genomic shares. I've organized them according to the winners at the top. At the very top is Allogene, and Allogene has been boosted and might probably get a little more boost today because they have some news item here. It says Allogene's potential cancer treatment gets FDA's regenerative medicine advanced therapy designation. So Allogene Therapeutics said Wednesday its investigative Allo 501A treatment received regenerative medicine advanced therapy designation from the US Food and Drug Administration for relapsed or refractory large B-cell lymphoma, a type of cancer. Now, this is a positive catalyst. The news came out at around 10:14 on 8th of June, that is yesterday morning. And that is, people probably knew about it before. So day before yesterday itself, it started going up. It's gone up today, and probably it will also have a little more increase later today before it comes down, because we are gone into the overbought situation. So there'll be a bit of cooling down, but some more gain to be had before that happens. And then our 9.93 now becomes a support. So as I mentioned, we're going to consolidate in the range, and as a new good news or risk mitigation happens, we'll go to the next level and start consolidating in the next level. So I'm hoping that Allogene is going to start consolidating in the next level, which will be above this line of support at 9.93, and 9.93 becomes the floor. Let us hope that theory gets validated. Let's go on and look at Intelia. It's up 8.11%, and MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average and pushing up. Pre-market, it's flat. So since we have had a lot of gains yesterday, the gainers are likely to be a bit weak today, in the sense if the market starts green and starts picking up, the leaders today will also pick up, but they will pick up much sluggishly as compared to the ones that had lost yesterday. So there's always that reverse sentiment in the market, and that's how things are going to work out. So you can see that by the end of the day, Allogene might probably come and retest the support that it has at 9.93 and then go up. That's the way the stocks are supposed to behave. When we come to Intelia, we are going to have the same situation. It had a gain of 8%. Let us see if there is any new news. Pfizer's 11.6 billion biohaven buy could spark more biotech deals. This is not related to Intelia, but there is a line here which says Wells Fargo analyst Mohit Bansal, who in February named biohaven as an acquisition target, has also listed Alnylam Pharmaceuticals, Vir Biotechnology, and Intelia Therapeutics. So probably there is this acquisition rumor that is coming up from this analyst, which is likely to have played a part in boosting the price for Intelia. So Intelia is up 8.11% as of yesterday. So that being the case, there is going to be a bit more play on this. It may go up further today because our MACD is bullish and the momentum is above average and picking up. And pre-market, it's flat at this point of time. So until any of these companies, until Intelia makes a statement saying that it's not up for acquiring or something like that, there is likely to be a bullish bias for this share. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 6.94%, 2 straight days of gain and solid green candles. And as I mentioned earlier, my theory, I don't want to waste your time by repeating it, but that's what is happening here. So be careful around Friday. Let us look at CRISPR. Pre-market is down minus 0.04 because we are overbought. So there's going to be a bit of cooling off and then moderation on the side. Let's look at Beam. Beam is up 4.13%. Again, I'm going to mark this diagonal line of support so that it stays above it. We have constraint from the 50-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average and pushing up, but no pre-market trades. So we don't have a clue which side it's going to go. It's 8.47 a.m. right now. And by the looks of the MACD, it is still bullish and the momentum is above average and moving upwards. So Beam is looking good. But because it gained a lot yesterday, there could be a reverse psychology and things may start moving a bit sideways before it goes up again. Let's look at Bluebird. Bluebird is still respecting our range and it's range bound, respecting the resistance, which is up at 3.90. But however, this morning, we can see that it has already broken the resistance and gone up by 6.97% pre-market. So there is a very strong movement to push this up. So we are going to fight against the 50-day exponential moving average and convert that into a support. And then we have to see if that holds on. Maybe we are getting into the next level of consolidation. As I mentioned in my theory, we're going to move out of this zone of consolidation and then consolidate in the next level where this red line is going to become a floor and become a support. For Bluebird, let us look if we have any new news item. So there is a news item ahead. Nasdaq suspends trading in Bluebird Bio stock ahead of FDA meeting. The company said Beticel is being reviewed for treatment of people with beta thalassemia who require regular red blood cell transfusion. So this is probably the reason why there's a stop action on trade. And we have had a movement up in anticipation. So if it's a positive news from the FDA, we are likely to break through both this diagonal resistance, horizontal resistance out here at 3.89, as well as the 50-day exponential moving average, which currently sits at 3.96. We're going to break through both of them and move upward. Pre-market is showing 6.97% gain. People are trying to place pre-market trades to avoid the blockade. So let us see what happens. This could be a positive catalyst, and if we go on to the next level of consolidation, that will be a good news again. Veritas is up 1.13% pre-market, and it's going to go above this line of resistance that we have here, which is at 13.14 potentially, because MACD is bullish and momentum is also above average. It's going to convert this into a support. Whether it's going to be able to break through 50-day exponential moving average or not, it's a matter of how the market sentiments are during the day. Let us look at the news cycle and see if there is something that's coming up here. 2 days ago, we had a news item saying that Editas Imatic Science Cancer Treatment Research Licensing Deal. We already spoke about that in our previous update video. So hello of that is still hanging on. Let's go to ARCG and see what's happening with ARCG. ARCG has come out of the previous straight line of resistance that we had and gone back down again. And today pre-market it is down minus 0.36%. So it seems that our resistance and support are still acting. We are still being range bound, but the MACD is bullish. Momentum is just pierced the average. Pre-market we are negative minus 0.36. That's the only negative sentiment out here. But if other genomics are going to pick up, ARCG is definitely going to move upward and break this line of resistance. Whether it happens today or tomorrow is the question. Curve is up 1.90%. And MACD is bullish. Momentum is also just about average. Pre-market, there are no trades. And we have been range bound out here. Let me put the upper range for context. So we have been out here in the past, and we have touched this red line and come back in the past. It's at 15.95. So pre-market, we have no trades. And yesterday we closed at 15.00. We have a 9 cents gain in order to convert this into a support. If that happens, 50-day exponential moving averages are next resistance, and that is sitting at 16.92. Let's look at Teladoc. It's still range bound. MACD is bullish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is below average, so we can't say much about it. Pre-market it's negative, so there is a negative bias for this one. Caribou Biosciences also has got a negative bias. Pre-market it's down minus 0.77 cents. Momentum is above average and looking up, and MACD is also bullish. So there could still be some positive sentiment left in Caribou Biosciences. IMTX is up 1.08 as of yesterday. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average and picking up. Pre-market, there are no trades. There's still a little bit of steam left in IMTX, in my opinion, before it starts coming down and testing the previous resistances that it converted into a support. So we are on a bullish channel as far as IMTX is concerned. So I'm going to draw the official line of support for a bullish channel, and that's going to look like this with 3 points of support. So we got strong support. I'm confident that IMTX should be respecting this diagonal line of support, but anything can happen in the market. Please remember, these are all my personal opinions and not financial advice. Technical analysis is a probabilistic thing. It doesn't guarantee a sure thing, but this is the probability that I'm seeing here. Vertex is up 0.99%. Now, I'm more interested in seeing things that were totally negative, like PACB. PACB pre-market is flat, and PACB is just about to cross over to the bearish side on the MACD, and momentum is also below average. Let us look at Novartis. Novartis is positive. Regeneron, no trades. Invitae is also positive. Pfizer is negative. DNA is positive. So I'm thinking that the heavily positive ones from yesterday are likely to be weaker. And with that, I would like to bring this session to an end. If you like this video, please press a like out there. And if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and become a member of our CRISPR channel and help us grow this community. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.